We present a study investigating whether more embodied interaction is beneficial for studying network visualizations. We tested 4 increasingly embodied setups with 3 interaction-intensive tasks that required participants to navigate to different parts of the visualization and inspect local details. Taking a step back, network visualizations are one of the most widely used visualizations across a broad range of contexts. However, these graphs usually cannot scale to large data sets. Here, it is very difficult to inspect local details, and even after zooming in, it can be quite challenging to identify the top 2 most connected nodes, which is a common task. Thus, we seek to find opportunities to create more effective visualization and interaction designs for network analysis. Colin Ware et al. Conducted a series of user studies and found that people could complete network analysis tasks more accurately with 3D diagrams rather than 2D diagrams. Rendering node link diagrams in 3D versus 2D provides one additional dimension and extra display space, better managing visual clutter. However, larger displays alone are not necessarily more effective due to occlusion and perspective distortion. In addition to the visualizations themselves, different technology can impact the ease of network analysis. A standard mouse can use the virtual sphere method to encase a digital 3D graph in an invisible sphere that it can then drag to rotate. A standard mouse is widely accessible, but it requires high mental effort to map 2D mouse movements, left, right, up, down, to resulting 3D interactions on screen. To reduce that mental effort, we can use a 3D tangible proxy instead. A trackball mouse is one such proxy, as it allows users to rotate a ball in the center of a mouse to rotate the digital graph in exactly the same way. In virtual reality, the user can directly manipulate the 3D view. They can also move their bodies to find the optimal viewing position. However, current VR headsets are still bulky, especially during long-term use. To systematically investigate the trade-offs with these conditions, we conducted a controlled user study with these 4 conditions in 3 interaction-intensive tasks. The tasks were selected from the literature and required participants to inspect different levels of detail in the visualizations. In the first task, Common, participants found the common nodes connecting 2 highlighted nodes, which required them to inspect a specific part of the graph. In the second task, Count, participants counted the number of triangles in the graph, which required them to iterate over the entire graph. And in the third task, Compare, participants compared 2 nearly identical diagrams and identified the 4 missing nodes in the left graph. We recruited 20 participants who completed 24 training and 24 study trials. We used a Latin square design to mitigate learning effects. We recorded time, accuracy, workload ratings, rankings, and feedback on each condition, and participants spent roughly 2 hours in the study. Let's now look at some of the results, and please refer to the paper for full details. Here, we present accuracy results with more immersive conditions generally being more accurate in Common and Count. Participants generally struggled with VR and Compare. However, looking at time, we can see that increasing immersion increased completion time in Common and Compare, with little effect in Count. Workload ratings using NASA's Task Load Index provided a more nuanced understanding of the perceived workload for our different conditions. In Common and Count, we observed benefits to increasing immersion in mental demand, frustration, and overall performance. However, such a benefit did not exist in Compare, where we found participants did not need and therefore did not like the increased immersion for that task. In the end, we concluded that embodiment can provide significant accuracy and workload advantages in certain tasks, but not all tasks benefit from the added functionalities of embodiment. We have confirmed evidence supporting the benefits of using 3D visualizations over 2D ones. While some devices provide more tangibility and embodiment, they may also be less familiar to users, so there is a delicate balance to strike when designing network analysis environments. Finally, certain conditions such as VR introduce perspective distortion that can significantly impact a user's ability to complete certain tasks. Thanks for watching our video.